Okay, let's talk about the one film this year that everyone has been talking about. You know the one. It's been debated, it's been analyzed, and it has just completely taken over the cultural conversation. Of course, I'm talking about Dhurandhar. So today, we're going to break it down and really get into the anatomy of this blockbuster. First things first, let's just talk about the sheer scale of this thing. We're looking at a runtime of 214 minutes. Yeah, that's nearly 3.5 hours, which makes it one of the longest films to come out of Indian cinema in a long, long time. But you know what's crazy? That massive runtime didn't scare audiences away one bit. Actually, it was the exact opposite. The film turned into a box office monster, pulling in a staggering 721.51 crore rupees worldwide. So what's going on here? How did a film this long, this provocative, end up smashing records? What is the story that got everyone so hooked? Well, let's get into it. So at its core, Dhurandhar is a really gritty spy action thriller. The whole story is built around this decade-long deep cover intelligence operation right in the heart of Karachi's criminal underworld. And the entire film, everything that happens is driven by this one central mission, dubbed Operation Dhurandhar. It's this super high-risk, long-game plan to send one agent, a guy named Hamza, deep into the lion's den to basically tear the whole system down from the inside. And these right here are the key players, the ones creating this explosive dynamic. You've got Ranveer Singh's undercover agent Hamza, trying to survive in a world run by Akshay Khanna's absolutely ruthless gang leader. Meanwhile, he's being hunted by Sanjay Dutt's tough-as-nails cop, and the whole time he's being watched by Arjun Rampal's mysterious spy master. It is a total collision course. Hamza's journey to the top is, well, it's both brilliant and incredibly brutal. This isn't just about shootouts. It's a calculated four-step strategy. He gets in, he climbs the ladder, he masterfully plays everyone against each other, and then in the end, he takes out the king so he can become the new king. Okay, but this is where the movie gets really fascinating, and you guessed it, controversial. How much of this wild story is actually real? Well, the answer is complicated, and it's tied to some major real-world events. See, the film's whole motivation is anchored in real-world geopolitical trauma. It directly brings up the Kandahar hijacking, the attack on the Indian parliament, and of course the devastating 26/11 Mumbai attacks. It uses these events as the springboard for its entire fictional operation. And the connections don't just stop with events. A lot of the main characters are very clearly inspired by real high-profile figures. The fictional gangster is based on a real-life one with the same name. Sanjay Dutt's character mirrors a famous Karachi police officer, and Madhavan's spy master, widely seen as a stand-in for India's national security advisor, Ajit Doval. So this is really the bottom line. While the central idea of an Indian agent secretly running the show is fiction, the world he operates in is not. The gangs, the political corruption, the police crackdowns, that's all rooted in the very real history of Karachi's Operation Liari. You know, when a film walks such a fine line between fact and fiction, it is bound to set off a firestorm of controversy. And oh boy, did it ever. I mean, the backlash came from pretty much every direction. The family of a real-life Indian military hero filed a petition. The widow of that real-life Karachi cop you mentioned threatened to sue. The Baloch community protested some of the dialogue. And on top of all that, it got banned across the Gulf for its political stance. The critics were just as divided. I think this quote from The Hindu really captures how a lot of them felt. That the film, for all its ambition, came off as a politically charged, chest-thumping story that really pushed the limits of an audience's patience. So you really see this split down the middle. On one side, pretty much everyone agreed the performances were incredible and the direction was masterful. But on the other side, many just couldn't get past that punishing runtime, the confusing subplots, and what they felt was pretty overt nationalism. But here's the thing. Despite all the controversy, despite the mixed reviews, the audience delivered a very clear, undeniable verdict with their wallets. And you can see that verdict written all over the box office charts. Right now, Dhurandhar is sitting comfortably as the second highest grossing Hindi film of the entire year. And with that massive worldwide total, it's now the 16th highest grossing Indian film in history. It almost seems like for a movie like this, all that controversy wasn't a bug. It was a feature. It just fueled this huge public curiosity. So the film ends on a cliffhanger, and a sequel has already been announced for next year. With this kind of money and this kind of cultural impact, the real question isn't just about one movie anymore.
The question is, are we watching the birth of India's next great spy franchise?